Hello and welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's JP's first son, Tim. Well, we have another great show for you tonight. So, boys, let's get it started. And as I say, each week until the season starts, we start, even though we may have literally nothing to say. I want to just mention the Boston Celtics won their 18th World Championship. I don't know if you heard a couple months
Yeah.
ago. Still basking
Dream
in
season.
glory.
Dream season.
Yeah.
Look, I don't even care anymore about what you say or what anyone says about Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. They won a championship, and when you win a championship, it all bounces off you, especially in the Boston market, right? Nobody's going to criticize those two again.
Oh, sure they
Right
will.
now, well,
Are you crazy? They have a one
No,
bad
no,
game,
no.
it'll be all over 'em.
Joe, when Pierce, Garnett, Allen, when after they won an 8,
Yeah.
Timmy, would you agree they had
well, however, Scotty, they were all on the back nine when they won.
right, but still they went back to another. They were
Well,
they went
that
to another
championship, remember, came out of nowhere. The team the year before was nowhere, and then that all of a sudden that team just blossomed.
Yeah.
They got Garnett, they got Allen. It all happened at once. It all came together at once. This team has been floundering for 5 years, and they finally broke through.
What happened?
Talk about floundering. They've been in.
Going back to 08, who got hurt in 09 that killed our chances?
No, it was Perkins got hurt.
Perkins got traded.
Right? But Garnett got
Did
hurt.
they trade Perkins for 09?
It was Garnett getting hurt that killed them.
Garnett got hurt. Yeah.
Wait, what was the year we went to the finals with Kobe? That Kobe beat us
With Miami? Oh.
Was it 10 or 11? That was when they traded Perkins, and then they
Perkins. That was they couldn't afford him, right? Was that what it was?
No.
Green, geez, and you go. I mean, the guy was a stiff.
No, he was. Perkins was in love with Jeff Green.
Yeah.
But why did they trade Perkins? I mean, was there financial reasons or something?
He like Scotty just said, Ainge loved Jeff Green, and Jeff Green was schizophrenic. He 40 points one night, and he wouldn't show up the next.
Perk brought his lunch pail every night, man.
Oh yeah,
they needed a big beefy guy like that in the middle to straighten people out.
They definitely needed against the Lakers. The Lakers were pushing them all around. Remember?
They were a perfectly constructed team. This was a deadline deal that shocked everyone.
Yeah.
Danny thought for some reason that they could win despite Perkins and add this guy Green moving forward to kind of help in the future. And it was short-sighted, and it's the biggest mistake Danny Ainge has made. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, Perk bled Green too. He still does,
Yeah. But my point is, those guys, if you remember, they got pretty much a free pass moving forward after 8. You're right, Timmy. They were older, but they got a free pass as far as big losses in this town. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, they had some injuries, as I recall. They were never fully there again. You know what I mean?
Well, no,
I think injuries. I mean, there was always a reason why they weren't reaching their potential.
Yeah,
as I recall,
the core of Rondo, Perk, Garnett, Allen, and Pierce were together for 2.5 years. Won 1 and lost 2.
Right.
Yeah, but I do remember injuries were a factor though.
It was 2010
with Garnett.
It was 2010 when he traded Perkins at the deadline. He picked up Rasheed Wallace, if you remember, who cramped up because he was a drinker and he was an eater and he was out of shape. If you remember during Game 7, they should have won that title. But my point is, does Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, do they get at least a free pass this year?
Well, the hopes have never been higher. The expectations have never been higher than they are right now.
Well, they already met them.
Well, I think they met the expectations this year. They steamrolled every bit of competition that came in.
Joe. Well, Joe, they're on the path of those 80s, Pistons, Foles, you know,
The Celtics
earn
never
your
went
way
back to
up
back
there.
with Bird. They
But
never
there
went back to
really
back with
hasn't been
Bird.
a team where the stars are just hitting their prime. Like they were. I mean, we get two 25-year-old, 26-year-old kids leading this team. I mean, they're just hitting that peak NBA physical maturity right now. So the expectations were high this year. Obviously, once we got the center and Drew. But
Well,
I mean,
I think
we're expecting nothing less now, right?
Well, obviously,
well, I should think the expectation should be exactly the same for next year, don't
well,
you?
obviously, it's going to be, but injuries could be a factor. What I will say that you saw that with the Nuggets this year, lots of injuries late, is that the Celtics had an easy path physically to win the championship. They didn't get beat up during those playoffs, which can
No.
remember they're playing deep into June. That can affect the next season. They're fine. I mean, the biggest worry is that Tatum and White don't get hurt at the Olympics.
Or
Yes.
just a fatigue factor of playing a lot of games. They played
Yeah.
an 82-game season, then they had 4 series, so add another. They didn't lose many, so it
20
had
games.
19 games.
Yeah, I know.
But add that, above and beyond, and then now Tatum and White playing in the Olympics. They had friendly games, and now they have real games.
So
And it's going to be training camp again.
so the key is they have to stay healthy, right? I mean, we've proven we can kind of get there without Porzingis. If Porzingis is healthy, there's nobody that's going to beat this.
Is
Nobody.
that possible, Timmy? Is it possible for Porzingis to be healthy?
Yeah.
I always say this. Whenever I think of Porzingis, I think of a giraffe. Like lumbering across through the hills and just waiting to see one of those legs twist or break
Yeah.
or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but we might not get the 6th seed, Dallas Mavericks next time. Might be OKC,
Oh, yeah.
or Denver. A lot more stiffer competition. Same thing in the East. If Embiid's healthy, now with Maxey and Paul George, that looks like a tough team.
Joe, we're never going to get that path again. That was a New England Patriots.
Oh, that was the best path ever. Yeah. It's going to be tougher next time.
Yeah.
I don't care who they put in this team's path. I don't think anyone matches up to them. I don't.
Well, right now, as they're currently constructed, it doesn't seem like that. But again, Al Horford, how much? 38 years old. How much?
The ageless one.
Yeah. How much more can you ask from him? Right. I mean,
he started almost every playoff game.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Your iPhone first.
Great.
He was incredible. But yeah, look, but we've been talking about Al Horford being old for a long time, so things are working out.
Well, remember we got rid of him because he was so old. Remember Danny got rid of him?
Yeah, but remember time management. Missoula did a great job as far as load management with Horford. And
and they don't ask as much of him as they do some of the other guys. You don't see him in the rebounding action. He's not in the paint mixing it up with people.
Yeah. Also, because they don't need the money as much. Remember, like the Bird era, they used to play 10, 12 exhibition games. And those guys used to play those games. In fact, that famous picture of Dr. J and Bird with their hands on each other's neck, that's an exhibition game.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. That's not even
that's a good trivia question, Scott.
Yeah, that's an exhibition game. Show you how much they played. Now they don't even
pictures in every bar room in the city of Boston.
Yeah. They don't even play at all exhibition games now. Where they play 3, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a joke. And so there's going to be definitely load management, don't you think, early on with Missoula?
But I think they can play more this year because where they're the champions, they were in high demand. They can be playing like in Abu Dhabi and Europe.
Oh, yeah,
they're not playing like in Hartford and Springfield like they used to. Barnstorming.
I wonder if the players enjoy those kind of road trips.
Well, yeah, they probably because they get paid extra, right? They can make
they're flying. They're not flying.
The per diem must be pretty good out there in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know they're flying in style too. They get the
Oh,
full
yeah.
laid out beds and everything like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The only time I went first
Ah,
class, I had an emergency trip, and the only ticket I could get was to Vegas on a first class. Me and my son Ryan, we had to make it out to Salt Lake City, and I didn't want the flight to end.
I know. I know. Oh my God. It's the best.
Lay it out, man. That was the only time
That's the
that I
only
regret.
time.
Well, no, the only time I went first class. The only time where, in my 35 years of sobriety, I sat. They put you on the plane first, and they bring you a glass of champagne. I was like, God.
Good times.
I didn't know it, but it
I
was
know. I know.
oh, just
it was
pretend it's fine.
yeah.
Like, I can't believe it, Timmy, because back in the day, Joe, if you remember this, when I had a flight, you'd go up to the customer service and go, "Do you need to fill a first class seat?" Because they needed to
Yeah.
fill all the first class seats, and if they needed to fill one, they would give it to you. We were in the
In the
first class.
in the old days, I can remember, when I was young, even the coach stuff was way better than first class now.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you got treated like a king in the old days
yeah.
on planes. A
Well,
king.
you used to get dressed up to take a flight. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Oh my God, they'd actually give you meals that you
They
could
had
actually eat.
they had lounges and stuff that you hung out in, like a club car on a train,
They'd give you like a
Now
burger.
we
That
have
was the
now we
coach.
now we have Spirit Airways.
Uh,
Yeah. Now it's like 10 to a row.
I can see, like,
no.
I'm looking for flights to Florida. I see Spirit like $89. I'm like, yeah, I'll go at the 219 Delta.
Well, I'll do some cheap airlines. We did Allegiant, and it was like $115 a round trip to direct to Virginia Beach. And I told the boys, I said, if we crash, I want everybody to know during the eulogy that despite the crash, my father was very happy with the savings.
I'll tell
But
you the greatest one I ever get: $99 round trip to Acapulco.
oh wow, wow,
I was
that's
pretty good.
$99 to England. The old Freddie Laker
That-
Express.
oh.
That's pretty good.
Remember back in the day, People's
It
Express.
was 99 each way all the time, every day, Tim.
Yeah, what was it? $19 to go to New York or something?
Boston and
Yep.
DC, because I went to school in DC. Sometimes you get as low as $9
Wow.
from DC to Boston. And remember, they used to collect the money on the plane. They used to come down the
Yeah.
aisleway, and you had to
Just
give me
like a train.
yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
a train. So if you didn't have the money, we would just stay in the bathroom until the plane.
What are they gonna do? Throw you off the plane?
No, Greg, no.
Give you a parachute and say, here.
What if you don't have your $9 when they come up to you? You know
No,
what I
times
mean?
are tough. We didn't even have that. So
Good
when they
enough for
No, but
JB
what are they gonna
Cooper.
do if you don't have it?
that,
Right?
I think you
What are they
could get
gonna do?
arrested or something. I don't know.
Make you stay on the plane and fly you back? I mean,
But I remember because they wouldn't get because they'd be delayed and they wouldn't be able to get to everybody. And they'd be like, wait, hold on, wait, we got to get everyone before you leave the plane. And everyone's jumping over seats to get out of there. All right, boys, we got to go to the Red Sox. A time of year, the trading deadline is what I just
Yeah, with
I can't handle it. Each
can't
year,
handle it.
each year just takes a little bit more of me because, as you know, nobody loves Red Sox prospects more than I do. And the thought that we're going to have to send some of
Bordering on mania.
yeah.
love my
Doesn't
prospects.
want to lose any of his children.
Bordering.
All right, so we
Like,
traded away.
this is like this. Does Scotty have another life, or is this just all about Red Sox prospects? Is it
I know I do. I can fill all these things in.
studying prospect stats? I mean, and you got to get a life, Scotty.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try.
I can't wait to see him try to pronounce the new hot shot there, that Garcia kid that just got promoted to AAA.
Oh, his
Can
first
you
name?
pronounce his first name?
No, well, he's got a twin brother too.
Oh, he does.
That's the one who got hurt. Yeah, who's actually a bigger has a crazy name too, and is actually a better player.
Yeah, you should see this name. I mean, it just looks like someone threw the alphabet down and said, "Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's got like a J, an H, and an X, and then I
and
think
a
maybe another
Y."
X. Yeah, I don't know what his name is. Look, we
What
gave
team? What team's he on now? Is he up to the big club?
No, he went up to High A, Greenville.
yeah, so he'd be Greenville now. Um, Look, the only big prospect they got rid of was Nick York, and it looked like with the depth at second base coming up, there was no spot for Nick York, Joe.
No, he was Heim's first pick and widely considered the biggest reach in the history of the baseball draft. He was the 139th prospect in the FRM and the MLB network, and the Red Sox drafted him number 17. Baseball America had him as the 96th prospect, and he's turned out to be that kind of kid, you know.
Well, he's
But
turned out
God
pretty
bless
well.
him.
Look, I mean, he got you
He's
a
in
good pitching
Triple A.
prospect.
How many people get to Triple A? You know.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Joe, that prospect you're talking about, is his last name Garcia?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Justinson.
Oh,
J
I didn't even
H
try to pronounce it. I just
J
looked at it.
H O S T Y N X O N. Justinson. Justinson.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna have the rest of the show have Timmy figure out that name.
Justin's on. If the X is a Z, Justin's on.
You can win any trivia contest with that question.
We're not gonna,
no one can answer that.
Yeah, are we supposed to act like Timmy got that right? Come on.
Well, he gets some
Get
applause for
anything right.
trying. You know,
I don't even know what the guy's name is.
I bet it's pronounced Justin's on.
I bet it's not.
Justin's on. Justin's on.
How do you explain the X?
The X you'd say is a Z. Justin's on.
I'm sure he goes by a nickname. He doesn't go by that name.
Justin's on.
We'll just call him
Okay,
Josie.
whatever.
I don't even hear the
Josie.
X in there.
Can you say it as a Z, right?
Oh, okay.
Timmy, did you take Spanish or French in high school?
Latin, 6 years of Latin.
Oh, you didn't take any Spanish or French?
I went to Boston Latin for 3 years and then Catholic Memorial for 3 years. Never had to take Spanish. I had to take Greek for 2 years too.
You have to take Greek and Latin.
All I can say is the Our Father and the Hail Mary in Latin. That's it. I winged it. I winged it for 6 years.
Oh, you must have been an altar boy. You could do the Confidi
I was an altar boy.
and the
No,
and all that
stuff. They were doing the English Mass by the time I got on board.
Oh, I had to learn them both.
Joe, were you Spanish or French? Did you learn
French?
Okay.
I used to be fluent.
You did?
My father's aunt used to teach Romance languages at Radcliffe, and she'd go to France every year and send me like a trunk full of books, and half of them would be in English and half would be in French. So if I wanted to read them, I had to learn French.
Like, we have a French.
So you do when you're little, you know.
You ever have a?
How about you, Scott?
With Spanish?
How about you?
Spanish.
Can you speak it?
I can understand a lot of it. But if you need to know what 11 is in Spanish, I'm your guy.
I tell you, Milton has a French immersion program. My nephew Patrick and my niece Bridget were in it. They speak fluent French.
Yeah.
They in the first grade, all they speak is French in all the classes.
Yeah, as you guys know, when you travel, English, of course, is a great language to know. But
I went over to
French
France,
is the next
Austria.
one.
I went to France, Austria, Berlin, and Czechoslovakia. Everybody spoke English.
Yeah, but
maybe not so much in the Czech Republic because that was a Soviet place for a while. But everyone spoke English.
All right, so we got look the deals. I think Craig Breslow did a good job because what he did was he went around the margins and that he gave what the Red Sox, this current roster, deserved. Not all in, but enough to help, enough to supplement the team, relief pitching, Danny Jansen, Paxson. I'm pretty happy with what he did. And then most of the guys he got rid of were going to be out the door in a Rule 5 draft anyways, or you're going to be.
Yeah, and he didn't sacrifice anyone of consequence going forward.
No,
No one that's part of the future.
no.
There
Everyone
was
that's
no
part of the
possible
future
way.
is still here.
There was no way. You know, I think he has a dose. He has a grasp on reality. Like,
Yeah.
they're still building. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go all in and trade, big chips for like a reliever this year. When what's the best you're gonna do? Get to the
you
division
know, I think
series?
the elephant in the room is, though, is Henry going to allow him to? Once a year or two, when this, things start to these people arrive and they get some experience, will he open his pocketbook?
That's a great question. Will he go over the first apron, as they say? And
Now that they've reset, I think he will.
yeah, with no penalty. So, and then remember, Chris Sale goes off the books. I think he was 17 million this year. So right there is some big money.
Is Sale still doing well? Is he still doing well?
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, still doing well. But I was so furious. He was at the All-Star game, right? And they're interviewing Jaron Duran. The interviewer and Duran are the only ones in this room. And and who comes in and crashes the interview? Chris Sale said, "Oh, I always knew this kid was going to be good." And just totally blew the interview up.
He's a phony, and I will tell you this. First of all, he would never have pitched that well for the Red Sox. No chance. Second of all, they wouldn't have the chemistry that they do have. That kind of impossible dream type attitude if Nana Chrissy was still there.
And August, it's just like Cinderella's carriage turns back into a pumpkin. Come August, he turns into a stiff.
Yeah.
The arm turns into a noodle.
Yeah. So
he basically had 3 years off. He's had 3 years off to rest up. So
yeah, but would you guys agree that he wouldn't be doing that for us?
No.
No, he would have.
No.
I don't know.
No.
It's so frustrating to see him doing well now, though.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay, let him do well. I'm fine. He's out of our hair now.
Yeah, I don't miss. Do you miss him?
He's going to be someone else's problem. They gave him an extension. He's going to be their problem come next year.
Yeah. Because now he knows he can shut it down for the rest of the year, and people are going to go, Chris Sale pitch well.
Yeah.
All-star. Too bad our all-star.
What kind of money do they extend him on?
Would they
pretty good money?
15 a year, maybe?
Like 30 minutes?
No, like
15?
23, wasn't it?
Oh, is that right?
Jesus
yeah.
Yeah.
But he had the one good year here and then stunk for August, September, and really into October. They let him pitch the last pitch, the last out of the World Series.
But, I know. They gave him that gift. I know. He stunk during the playoffs. He was terrible.
And he stunk in August and September. Or he didn't even play. I can't remember.
There was always something physically wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
so like a fine piece of china, always getting chipped and nicked and cracked and broken.
Okay, so he what is his next contract? Oh, hold on here. I'm trying to get his next contract. Oh, it's not giving it to me. But yeah, this, again, I have no problem with Sale. That their return though was really a bag of balls. Von Grissom, that's embarrassing. I would have.
They just wanted. They just wanted to get him out of town.
Grissom's son.
Yeah, I just you're 1 day old.
I should know just about everyone in baseball. His father was in the game.
Grissom was a good player.
Chris Sale, 2-year, $38 million contract, $38 million guaranteed, average salary of $19 million a year. Wow. Sale will earn a total of $17 million this year, I believe.
Yeah, for the Sox. That's the Sox.
We're paying the $17 million.
Well, we were paying them 30. We were paying them 30, I believe.
I think they took the rest of it, right? Yeah,
$38 million freaking dollars.
Do nothing. Guy was all right. So let's talk about they add Paxson. That was a good move. I guess they gave up just some lottery ticket player, but Paxson's a good move, right? I mean, you needed a.
He can fill innings if things get when things get tight, and you need it. They need rest. You throw him out there. He knows how to survive a 5-6 run shellacking.
But he did get shellacked his first outing with us, right?
No. He pitched fine.
No,
with
no, he get
that
those
defense.
were unearned. Three of the 5 were
Okay.
unearned, weren't they?
He pitched well. They just that's the
Oh,
thing.
that was a terrible inning. Remember?
That's why you didn't invest in this team, because defensively they're horrific. And I mean, how are you going to fix that?
Speaking of defensively, I mean, O'Neill went from hitting 2 homers in that game. All he had to do was catch that ball against the wall, and that game's over.
Or the other one, 2 he booted. One on the side wall and then one on the back wall.
There was a 91%.
That first one really was was that at the bottom of the wall?
No, that was at the
Duran's
corner.
ball?
The corner.
No, it was right at the foul line.
In the
And
corner.
he just
Oh,
fell
that
at
one.
his
I didn't
feet.
see that one. I didn't see that one.
He's afraid of for the big tough.
He's afraid of the wall. Yeah, he got scared when he got near the wall and stopped, and the ball fell at his feet.
But they're not in that game without his 2 home runs, though.
Right.
But
It's hard to be mad at him after he hits 2 home runs, you know?
Well, he still has to make that play. 91% probability that's caught.
Oh, or Rafaela doesn't get caught off third base talking to the third base coach.
Oh my God!
On the hidden ball trick.
It's
And
like
there was a couple
league.
other things in that game that were crazy. That about 5 stupid things the Red Sox did that if they hadn't done, they would have won the game.
You know what's a telling fact? If they're even attempting the hidden ball trick, they have coaching, they have scouting that says these guys don't pay attention.
That's exactly right. Great point, Timmy. That's you nailed it. Absolutely. No question. They're probably like 4-8 since the break. They're probably 4 games that they should have won. Addition. Would you agree?
No, 2 of the ones in LA they should have won.
Yeah.
They should have won the second game against the Yankees.
Yeah, they should have won the Seattle games. Again, just attention to detail. I like Cora very much, and I'm glad they extended him. But again, he has to be tighter with this team.
He's not. He hasn't been blessed with the greatest of talent. It's
No, he
a
hasn't,
motley crew,
But still, Joe, you know what? It's so okay. So you say you have what you have, okay?
Yeah.
Let's make the most of it. Let's pay attention to the details. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we can grab a few games just by paying attention to the details and just doing the basics,
Yeah.
It just reminds me, that kind of game reminds me of the Bruins in the playoffs with all the too many men on the ice, just stupid things that you notice the Bruins got a new new coach for the defenseman, because it was always the defenseman that was screwing up.
Talking about coaching, how many years did we watch Belichick win games just by not fucking up?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We would sit there and we would wait for the other team to blink. Belichick would never blink. Like we wouldn't get stupid penalties. We wouldn't get roughing the passers. We wouldn't, they just wouldn't make mistakes and wait for the other team to make a mistake. The Red Sox, it can be done. Court could be doing that.
Greatest example is obviously Pete Carroll in the Seahawks Super Bowl. He just waited for them to fuck up at the end, and they obliged.
Well, even Pete, even when he was here, I was a Pete Carroll guy. I liked him, and I didn't think but you had to admit, each year they got a game or 2 worse. They started out as a playoff team, then they missed the playoffs by 1 game, then they missed the playoffs by 2 or 3 games.
He's a great coaching career, but
he inherited a great team. They were a Super Bowl caliber team. He inherited.
Bledsoe, yeah, of course. So Red Sox, they get better. Again, they're 2 games out of the wild card. With if they go on if they say lose 4 out of 6, they're probably done.
Yeah, KC's not going to lose a lot of games. They got some good pitching.
Oh, and they got that oh my God, you guys seen him play? Yeah. Oh, he is
Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah. Bobby baseball.
If you remember his father from Canton, Mass, Bobby Witt.
He was the top pick, right? This kid, Witt.
Was he? I think he probably
I
was.
think he was the #1 pick overall.
Oh, I don't know. He reminds me, like Trout. Would you compare him to Trout?
Speaking of Trout, Trout's out for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, with another meniscus tear. I think he's done. I think he's physically broken down, that guy. That's pretty sad because he's what a great player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this Witt kid, what position is he?
What he's played shortstop.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's
Unbelievable.
And he's a good size kid too for a shortstop.
he has Hall of Fame caliber talent.
Yeah, written all over him. He's got power. He hits for average.
He's fast. He's competitive.
Flashy, good arm.
Yeah,
the whole package.
Holy shit! I would give you the big three. I would drive them to Kansas City for him. He's top guy, and then being a shortstop, he's what we want Mayer to be, right?
And they picked up. They did some buying in the offseason. All the guys, remember how they were picking guys up right in front of the Sox, like Lugo and
Lugo, was pitched really well for them.
Yeah. Cy Young caliber pitching for them.
Yep, I remember they act like Lugo was coming to us.
Yeah.
But
Henry, it was a done deal.
And
he
Henry
had Red Sox written all over him, and then all of a sudden Casey swooped in, and they came in and swooped in and got a reliever out from under us too.
KC, Kansas City was outspending us.
Who never, in when they were the Athletics, they didn't spend. When they were the Royals, they haven't spent.
That's why I would have been so.
They probably have no money, right? They have less money than us, but they're outspending us.
Well, all these franchises have plenty of money. They just want to put it in their pocket.
Yeah,
Do they
just
fill the
want to
parking
take the tax money.
Do they fill up the park?
Well, probably now though, right?
Oh, they probably do a good business. Yeah.
It's hot as shit there in Kansas City.
Oh yeah, Missouri. It's hot.
And then
that's
they get the
Midwest.
bugs.
It's way colder in the winter and it's way hotter in the summer.
Yeah.
Look at those poor Chiefs fans that froze during the AFC Championship game.
Oh yeah, how many kids? What we talk about? How many of them lost limbs?
Yeah, and even deaths.
It was like over 10 lost toes and fingers and shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
I remember the year the Patriots played them there. It was cold as a bitch too.
Yeah. Oh, in the 18 AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite games. Oh my God, that's one of the best second. I would say that's the best second half in the history of the NFL.
Oh yeah, that was two heavyweights letting it loose in the 12th round.
Oh, that was just
fighting for it all, going into the 12th time, and just throwing love.
I'm looking at attendance so far this year. The Red Sox are 12th in attendance.
Yeah, they're not doing. I mean, obviously they're
limited by the park too.
No, but it's a creep, Joe. It's now what 39,000 or something. It's not, they haven't drawn.
We're some teams that are San Diego's ahead of us, Atlanta, Houston, Toronto.
What does it say we're averaging?
We have 1.80 million, 32,885. The Yankees average 48,000.
Yeah, 32. Wow, with the place
32 and
you stop and think 48,000. The place is a third empty.
I'm sorry. The Dodgers average 48,000. The Yankees average 41,000.
So that means Yankee Stadium's just about empty.
Right behind
not just about empty.
Right behind the Yankees,
the new one,
is Philadelphia.
What's it? 68,000.
No. The new one's no more than 48.
San Diego's fourth. I'm shocked to see that.
Well, they've been spending money, and Scotty would be paralyzed in a hospital somewhere. They traded 12 of their top 15 prospects.
Yeah, they just trade them all. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't made deals with them.
Atlanta. I'm sure it wasn't Atlanta apathetic about baseball. I mean,
they are, but they always have good teams.
They have a new
They're
stadium.
averaging 38,000 people.
Yeah, they built a new stadium out in the suburbs, Jim.
Yeah, and the Cubs have a little stadium. They're averaging 4,000 more a game than the Red Sox.
What are they calling the capacity for Fenway right now?
Capacity. I don't know if they have it here. Well,
But what's the average? About 35?
No,
no,
so
the average is
32.
32,885.
And what's the capacity of Fenway Park now?
I'd say it's close to 39. It's like 38 something.
They're saying 37.7. That's what they're saying. But I don't believe.
I bet you they get more than that in there.
How many years in a row did they sell it out? Did they say?
Oh
I mean,
my
we all know
God.
at the end it was
Yeah.
bullshit, but
37, again, 32 is paper in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of, that's
Well,
not,
a lot of the $9 student specials.
yeah. So, well, we've seen it, all year round. I mean, they're just, it's not the olden days, but
no, Scotty, if they gave us any stars, the place would be banged out. Even if they were losing, if we had stars, we'd all be watching,
that's where, I mean, look, again, they have these young players and hopefully, and some have developed already, and then we're going to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, you have to invest
But
money.
that was never the case in Boston, right? We were always trying to win every year.
Well, we need a big
Well,
free
I
agent.
think once Cassis and Duran develop another year or two, they will be stars, and you'll have Devers,
Right, but I think
who's a top
when you're a
5
big
hitter.
market, I think when you're a big market team like the Red Sox, you're not allowed to take years off.
Yeah, but Timmy Duran is he's the
Okay,
star.
Duran is, but you're not allowed to take years off.
Yeah, but Duran is all-star, MVP of the all-star.
Okay,
Putting up
before the
statistics
before the
that
last 3 years, right? Before the last 3 years, when was the year before that where we took years off when we weren't going for it? I can't remember.
well, I mean, basically that they blew up the team in 19. They fired
Yeah.
Dombrowski. They ultimately
They
uh,
hired
And that was-
Heim to
they
blow up the
traded
team.
Betts.
And we've been in the cellar basically, except for that little hiccup there when we, had whatever. We've been in the cellar since.
It's an unconscionable that he just decided because he wanted to invest in making investments in other the Liverpool and all that stuff that he did, that we had gotten 4 World Series titles and that was enough for us. We
Yeah.
didn't deserve any more.
What more do you want from me?
And now you guys just have to pay us. We had to pay for our 4 World Series titles.
Well, he was at the game the other night.
Yeah.
We all saw him
nice
there.
of him.
I wonder how he
Graced
gets.
us with his presence.
Yeah.
I wonder how he
He
gets.
was up in behind the glass.
If
Remember,
you
we've seen him down in the stands with us. Remember, he sat there in the same section as us.
Oh, back in the day, he used to do that all the
But
time.
down, we'd move Tim. We'd move down, close to the field. And who comes down with the little entourage? We were in the back of the section. We weren't gonna get down, put our elbows on the wall. But who comes down but John Henry and a little entourage,
Yeah.
and sits right on the wall there.
Yeah. But would you say a word to him if you saw him? Would you boo him? Would you do anything?
That's not my style.
It'd be weird. It would depend on if I ran into him, say outside, I'd say, I'd ask him, are you going to spend a buck on this team? Is this team a priority for you? If I saw him, he's in the next, he's like if we were at the park the night he was there, I'm not going to boo him or cheer him. He can't even hear through the glass.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't boo the guy, but
Yeah, there aren't many people on this planet I would ridicule in public.
yeah, I wouldn't boo the guy.
Yeah.
And I know. I wonder if he does get abuse.
If I was in a big crowd and he was up on the stage, I'd boo him though.
Well, remember that Spring Fest there that
Yeah.
he got booed, and those are all diehard Red Sox fans.
Would you say he's the most hated owner in Boston right now?
Oh my God, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, who else? I mean, look, Wick. Everyone
There's
loves
no competition. No competition, right?
Look, everybody loves Kraft. I mean, he gave you 6 Super Bowls. How you can't? I mean,
I'm losing some of my
Jacobs,
love
you
for
never
him,
see or hear from.
yeah,
So,
Jacobs is,
Yeah,
you
you wonder when
Jacob-
the Patriots will the Patriots go into the season with the most under the cap of anybody? That's
no,
be a
no,
telling sign.
they've increased their spending big time. They're top 10 right now in spending for the offseason.
Okay.
Yeah, they just don't, they're just not adding anyone. They're just
They just signed all
spending
those. They
on,
just
they're
yeah,
putting all the money into next year and the year after.
No, they're
they signed the
spending
guys
money
they
though
want to
right
keep.
now.
Yeah, they did open the checkbook for the guys they wanted to keep.
Oh yeah, and I think they did a good job with that. I mean, you need players,
Yeah,
and you need players who can that you can coach, and they
Oh,
can.
and those are going to be the core players going forward. They've
yeah, they
identified
signed
them.
the core. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Patriots then. That's the question. Well, I'll ask you first. Are there any guys that we have re-signed to extensions who are on this team that you feel like was a bad signing? Re-signing.
No.
Well, in retrospect, the Barmore one was obviously no one knew about his
Oh,
physical
come on, Joe.
condition.
You can't do that.
But Godshow, they just had to sign him after the Barmore situation.
Well, they're paying him the same amount of money they were already paying him.
Yeah, but
No.
he was holding out for more, and he read the room like Matthew Judon finally did, and came back because they weren't going to give them any more money.
Listen,
Okay.
Scotty, I know you're pissed at Judon, right? I don't blame one single NFL player for using every ounce of leverage they have to get money in.
Yeah.
They have the most limited career. They take a beating on their bodies. You get upset with Judon. I don't blame any NFL player for trying to get the maximum amount of money.
Matthew just has no leverage.
He has no leverage.
They're not trying to win, so they don't really need him. If
he was 2 years younger, it would make all the difference in the world.
Yes.
That 3-2 in front of his name is killing him.
He turns 32 next week.
That's killing him.
But here's my problem: is that didn't Belichick give him a big boost in pay for last year? He gave him a big. He added.
What they usually do, they give him the kiss. They put an incentive in there. You'll get the $3 million if you get the 16 sacks. Say.
No. He gave him like a Ninkovich, where he just added $5 million to his deal.
Yeah,
well, whatever he did.
But usually it's based on how many games you play.
No, but
all that matters. All that matters in the NFL is the guaranteed money, though.
I know, but again, I'm pretty sure Belichick gave him the present.
Well, whatever, Scotty. He's not a $5 million player. He's the best player on the team, arguably.
Wait, this is my problem.
And he's watching these guys who have I know you get paid enough for what you've done in the past. It's what you're going to do in the future. He's at that terrible age. He's 32, coming off an injured list. Even though when he got injured, he was tearing it up. He was doing great.
I know, but
if I'm him, I'm upset too. If I'm him, you know what I mean. Nobody likes getting old.
I think he's gonna get traded though.
No. Oh well. I'm getting mixed signals,
well,
Joe. That's a great question.
I'm starting to get more signals that he's going to be traded.
Oh, is that right? Is that what you're hearing? Okay.
They were talking today that it was weird. It was like he was wearing a non-contact jersey without wearing a non-contact jersey.
So, Joe,
the
only
other
thing
players
would be,
have been told.
The only thing would be, will he have more value, 4 or 5 games into the season when some top contender has one of their top defenders go down? Does his value increase?
That's
definitely.
I mean,
definitely, Tim. You hit the nail on the head, but who can see the future, and what if that doesn't happen?
But
you got to take the bird in the hand. If someone offers you something, you got to take it.
But you can be pretty sure someone at that position is going to go down.
I don't know.
In every position in the NFL, I think will go down.
I think the top 2 rounds matter. I think 3rd, 5th. I think it really doesn't matter. Again, you only get one shot every 32 picks.
Even the first rounders, half of them don't pan out. Half of them are busts every year.
All right, so say we get into the so say Judon starts the year strong, right? He has in 4 games he's got 4 sacks, 5 sacks. Someone's team, similar position, gets hurt. Do you think he's worth a 2nd round pick?
He might be. We overpaid and got Sanu, which was just a horrific deal. We gave him a 2nd round pick, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's maybe worth the 1st round pick?
No.
And even the 2nd round pick is kind of pushing it.
Yeah, I think
But
he's
you know, and the Patriots are playing for the future, not for this year.
Yeah.
They're not playing for this year. They're playing for next year and beyond.
It's a
So,
weird
So
situation because I don't want them to tank. I don't want them to tank. I don't want to
but
go.
unfortunately,
but
they
the
are.
reality is, Scotty, whether they try or not, they're gonna tank. They're gonna lose.
The only thing that could change is they've got in Jacoby Brissett, they have a much better quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably a career backup in the NFL, but he's the kind of guy that can get you 7-8 wins.
Possibly if he stays healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think losing
That's the
Barmore.
only difference. I mean, he's much better than Mac Jones and what's his name?
Don't say Drake May. Do not say the Messiah.
No, not Drake May.
Who was our
Cam
washed
Newton.
up quarterback? Cam Newton.
Oh no, not Cam Newton.
No,
Yeah,
you said
Cam,
he's
that's what I
better
was
than. No,
thinking.
you say he's better than
Speak-
Cam.
Speaking of Cam Newton, does this young quarterback remind you a little bit of Cam Newton? The other kid there, what's his name?
Milton. No, he's
No, not really. I think Drake May reminds me more of Drake May's a big kid too.
Yeah. And Drake May had a great day today. The media is just they're just blowhards. I mean,
He had a Scotty. Reality, Scotty.
what do
Reality.
this is the first week the guys had pads in the NFL.
Yeah.
Why are we judging?
Patience. Well, today there was no pads, and he was good again.
Yeah.
He was bad with pads.
If you don't,
Thank you for bringing that up, Joe. Joe,
But
thank you for bringing that up.
Okay,
But Tim,
right now,
patience,
I'm
you
gonna
need
take
patience
receipts right
with a
now.
kid like him. The reason why he was the third quarterback taken and not the first or the second was he's very inexperienced. He's had the few he had. The two guys in front of him both had 2 or 3 times as many reps at quarterback as he'd had. So he needs at least the year of sitting down.
Timmy, I'm taking receipts right now. Are you? Is there the Messiah slander right now? I just want to know. I want to know where you are. Are you a heathen?
I just want let's play a few.
Oh,
You know what?
I'm a Joe Milton fan too.
What are you, Joe Milton?
I'm interested in this kid Milton. I really am.
Walsh fan.
I watched
it's-
some of Milton's highlights from college, man. That kid's a freak.
Yeah.
They didn't show. They
They
don't show the
always
bad
root for
plays.
the underdog. It's
Yeah.
Rohan Davey. The backup quarterback is always the fans' favorite.
And on YouTube, they don't show the bad plays Milton made.
Yeah.
You know, the reason he went in the 6th round instead of the 1st. You know, they just show the great. I mean, that
Him
kid can
throwing
throw the
80
ball.
yards off his back foot.
My God, if you go on YouTube and look up Joe Milton highlights, man, there's some freaky shit. I mean, this kid can deliver the ball.
He is an animal. He can heave it down there. Whether he can throw it to you, but he can heave it down there. That's for sure.
He can throw it between a couple of defenders too. I mean,
All right,
but they don't show the one. They don't show the ones that he didn't throw accurately. You know what I mean? I'd like to see a little more even film of him. You know what I mean?
But we all like Joe Milton, but Drake May is the guy that they're pinning their hopes on.
No. I'm Timmy right now. You have to.
Oh, you're going to get suspended, Tim, like me.
Timmy, you have to bow your
with pay or without pay, Joe. That's the question.
No, just like the police, you get suspended.
You're Michael
with pay.
Proctor.
As long as I get to keep my health benefits, that's okay. All right.
You're not getting your pension. You're out in the street. Let's see. We'll just wait to hear from your union rep.
I can see Scotty. Put Hoey's name in the book. Put a line through it.
That's it. That's it.
Scotty, I hope Drake May is the greatest freaking quarterback this franchise ever had. You know,
You're just going to have to wait. And Scotty, you're the most impatient person on earth, but you're going to have to wait a year or two.
I think this kid needs some season. He needs some seasoning.
What he does? I know. I said that. I said you sit him this year. Yeah, I mean, to protect him too.
Yeah, I think Brissett's the perfect guy, right?
Yeah, me too.
He's the perfect sacrificial lamb for a bad team.
And he knows it too.
Absolutely,
he's fine with it. He's fine with it. You know.
Look, I'm prepared.
Jacoby's had a great career, all things considered. Makes $7, $10 to $10 million.
Jacoby,
for 9 years now.
And he could make himself some money this year, Jacoby. If he has a good year,
No, I would
he can
assume
make
if he has a
himself some
good
money.
year, then they're going to re-sign him, Timmy.
Yeah.
To be the
Or
backup.
somebody else will sign him if he has a really good year.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, of course, that goes to our next subject. All the talk is about Baker and Polk. Sounds like an accounting firm, but the fourth round pick was kind of what's his first name?
Wait, aren't we going to include
Yvonne
Taekwon
Baker?
Thornton in that conversation too?
Oh, you gotta be.
They say he's lighting it up in camp.
Oh my God. You haven't seen
Scotty
enough.
doesn't believe them.
You haven't seen enough of Taekwon Thornton to know he doesn't even know how to
The
pattern.
trouble with Taekwon is he going to stay healthy? You know, he's a tiny guy. He gets hurt easy.
He doesn't know how to run a pattern, Joe.
Well, they say he's killing Christian Gonzalez. He's eating him alive.
Oh, whoa. You mean you forgot to say Hall of Fame?
I know. Mike Haynes Jr.
I guess he toasted him a couple times in a row. I mean, roasted him.
Is that good or bad?
Is
that good or bad? That's good or bad?
I don't like you. You don't talk about our budding superstars like that, Joe. I mean, Jesus, I'm gonna be doing this show by
It's
myself.
practice. It's practice.
Like
it's training camp. It's not.
Doesn't it seem like Gonzalez is almost off the radar right now?
I mean, obviously he got hurt.
Oh, we kind of forgot about him because it's been a year.
But he
looked so freaking good at he looked so good last year.
Those first couple games, yeah.
Oh my God.
Mike Haynes Jr., you know?
No, the kid's a stud. I mean, but
Joe
would say, you gotta stay on the field, and obviously he hasn't proved that. And I remember coming out of college, the rap on him was, he may not be a great tackler, and he goes in for a tackle, and what does he break his shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. Baker, what's his first name?
This is Javon?
Something, yeah. This kid was a boom and bust. Fourth round.
Wait. Does Bailey Zappi make the roster?
No, what has he been doing? I even hate to hear that name.
Well, I think you should, because if you're not going to play Drake May this year, if Brissett gets hurt, who are you going to put in there? You're going to put Zappi in.
Wait. How do you wait? Then you're Binky. Timmy's Binky. Joe Milton is on the street. Then
no, he's going to get cut and be on the practice squad.
There's no way Milton gets.
Somebody will grab him. Somebody will grab him.
Well, can't they make him an emergency quarterback now? That under those new rules, yeah, name him the emergency quarterback, and you know how they have to have the 45-man team. Right? They also can name an emergency quarterback, and he can come along too.
It's like a 46 man. It's like a 46 man.
Yes. So I don't know if that would still other teams could still poach him from that. If they did, they'd have to put him on their 53-man roster
because you
keep
can't.
Him there.
Yeah, Joe, that would be like indentured servitude, right? I mean, the union has to have some rule where, like, you just can't hold a guy up, right?
Oh, you can't. If you're on the practice squad, Tim, any team can pick you up.
Rightfully so, right?
But they can't just pick you up and put you on their practice squad or anything like that. Or they can't cut you. They got to put you on the roster, and there's a certain amount of games you have to be on there for too. So
we're just talking about Joe was saying they could have him on the roster as a 46th man. Because you just can't put him on the practice. It would be like indentured servitude. You know what I mean? You got to give these guys a chance to land somebody if somebody's willing to pay them and take them.
Oh no, they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. They're keeping Milton. Absolutely, they're not.
Well,
they may want.
You think they'll keep 4? You think they'll keep 4? You think they'll keep 4 quarterbacks?
No. Why would
they kept 4 when Brady was the 4th string?
Why would you keep?
Joe? Who goes then, Scotty? Does Milton go?
Zappi goes. What are you talking about? He's the 4th.
You think Zappi goes? But as Joe says, though, they need a guy to put in there with some experience. If
Bailey Zappi,
you don't want Drake May thrown to the wolves.
If Brissett goes down, who goes in?
First of all, they want to tank. Second of all, Bailey Zappi was statistically the worst quarterback in the NFL. Well, I don't even know why he's still in the roster. I guess they need guys to throw to wide receivers. They might as well have a jugs machine.
Well, he's great. He's great if you're trying to tank because he'll lose you some games.
Come on,
Yeah,
no.
everyone, but it doesn't matter whether it's Drake May or Bailey Zappi. They're going to run the same offense with a quarterback like that. They're just going to hand the ball off and throw screens into the tight ends.
No, it's going to be. They didn't draft Joe Milton, the 6th round pick, to get rid of him. They know that he's a project because what they want to do is the whole Green Bay thing. Is they want to build Milton's value up so they can get a 2nd or 3rd round pick in a year or two. Yeah.
Just like who else do we do that with? We did that with Brady's backup.
Yeah, but that's what you want to do.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, how many
And
guys
Matt
play like Brissett was Brady's backup too, right?
Yep. What did he just sign?
Jimmy G, Brissett. Who else? We had a couple guys that ended up playing.
Hoyer.
Matt Castle is
Matt
we got
Castle,
a second rounder.
yeah.
He got paid. Well, actually, we traded him.
To Kansas City when Scott Pioli went there.
Yeah.
Scott
So
Pioli
probably,
lost his job for trading for Matt Castle.
There were probably 5 or 6 guys that played under Brady who got some significant snaps in the NFL, right?
Yeah. Brian Hoyer made a nice career for himself. And he's
No, I mean went to other teams and actually played.
Oh, quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy G. We can name him Jimmy G, Brissett, Hoyer. That's it, right?
Did Hoyer start for somebody?
Oh, yeah.
Was he
Chicago?
Cleveland? He was with
Matt
Cleveland.
Castle.
And with Houston. Remember,
Castle?
he was
Yeah, so 4. Is there any more other than that? It was 4, right?
That's all that really comes out to me.
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
He started from Buffalo and then the Cowboys.
But I mean people who like were holding the clipboard for a while.
Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe. I've never heard of him. Huh. Come on, Joe. Drew Bledsoe is again Gillette Stadium.
He was the 2nd string. He was behind Brady. Remember?
That franchise changed forever when he walked on that field for the first.
Oh, I get. James Orthwine was probably even a better owner than Bob Kraft. He brought Parcells and Bledsoe and changed the whole
you could almost say
that
Gillette Stadium is the stadium Drew Bledsoe built.
That's what I say. Yeah, that's what I've said. Yeah, absolutely, it is.
Yep. I agree.
Was, in his prime, he was as fun to watch as Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd say there was a point if you were starting a franchise, there was probably a few years you might have picked Bledsoe as your guy if you were starting a new franchise.
Ultimate gunslinger. Oh, what an arm he had. Oh,
what an arm.
Oh my God. And the
feet of stone, though. Feet of stone. Lead feet.
He was Frankenstein in that pocket, wasn't he?
And I've always said that when Belichick was with the Jets, he discovered Bledsoe's kryptonite. Throw the kitchen sink at him and put him under pressure. And
he would just fall.
That was the end of Drew Bledsoe. Once they figured out if you put pressure him, he got happy feet. Remember, pat the ball.
Yeah. Look, we talked about a few weeks ago what we wanted to see in camp and kind of what stood out to us, and we wanted to see the wide receivers. And from all counts, Polk and Baker seem to be the real deal. Would you to have acquired 2 wide receivers that you can have in a rotation moving forward? That's a pretty good draft, and then have also draft the Messiah.
Scotty, what kind of? I haven't followed as closely as you. What kind of receivers are they? Are they slot? Are they speedsters down the side? What are they?
Polk is Deion Branch. Would you say that, Joe?
Oh, he's a possession receiver.
Yeah, right.
Baker is the more the home run threat, but it remains to be seen if he can catch deep balls.
Well, would you compare Baker to Terry Glenn?
You're really kind of stretching there. Kid's never played it down. No, he's nowhere near Terry Glenn.
What's Polk then? Jacoby Myers?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would be a good deal that Jacoby Myers. Matter of fact, I think I saw that Pop Douglas was hurt.
Is that right? That's gonna be a problem when you have a guy
So you need a guy like Polk that can play two receiver positions. He can play on the left side, play the slot,
Well, what's
Baker's
wrong
the
with
guy
Pop
you
Douglas?
want on the right, you kind of your home run threat.
What's wrong with Pop Douglas?
I don't know. I think I saw he got hurt and he was kept out of he had a non-contact jersey on today at practice.
I don't even think about him. Do you think about him? I mean, it was such a tank season last year. I wasn't rooting for anyone.
Yeah.
He had some good moments, though, didn't he?
No, we did.
Yeah. And remember Kendrick Bourne, I don't know how he comes back from
Yeah, I mean, don't even think about
the
him, but they
knee
paid him a
tear.
lot of money, right?
Now,
Yeah.
was it Douglas who had a couple of plays where he just absolutely turned the Jets on? Was that Douglas?
Douglas, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Bourne was
he has some speed, right? He has some acceleration.
Yeah.
pretty small, Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember because they didn't have any, the only running back they had last year was Zeke Elliott. Stevenson went down early.
Yeah, Elliott was great. Look, could they have a fairly good wide receiving core?
It's going to be
Yeah,
hard to
I
say
don't know.
because that's not going to be their game plan. They're going to
You know,
be, that
yeah.
boring game plan they had the last 5 years, ever since Mac Jones came. That's going to be the game plan again, guys.
And when you say a good receiving core compared to who? You look around the league at
Right, great
some of
point.
the receivers on these teams, and you go, okay, compared to them, no. Compared to them, no. Compared to them, no.
Well,
Well,
where's the
they need
progress
a
then?
quarterback to deliver the ball to them. Some of these receivers look, Mahomes makes some of those receivers look a lot better than they are.
Well, and Mahomes
Now-
buys a lot of time back there
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
I mean, what do you call it? Mac Jones bought no time back there, none.
No.
Right?
But what
No
progress?
escapability.
What progress do you need to see? And I'll start with Joe. What do you need to see to say, look, Red Sox? We can say Duran has developed, Rafaela has developed, Abreu has developed. How can
Tanner Houck has developed, yeah.
Okay, so we can point to 4 players and say, this is the future they have developed. Who needs to develop? And I'm forgetting Drake May because this is a redshirt year. Who needs to stand out who wasn't on the team last year to
The
bring us
kid from
the
Penn
second
State that is going to be the left tackle.
Caden Wallace?
Yes.
So he needs to solidify.
And I think he has a good shot at doing it. He seems to like the new offensive line coach.
Scott Peters,
Probably going to have Michael Owenu right next to him, right? A veteran guy that he can, count on to, keep his right side taken care of. So I think he's the guy to watch to see because he's making the switch. He's only played a couple of games at left tackle before.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
So for you, left tackle, obviously a very important
position. Very important position. All our quarterbacks are right-handed.
Yeah. Timmy, who do you need to see?
Well, I don't need to see. I want to see the offensive line, solidify. Like become a legitimate NFL offensive line. I mean, that has a lot to do with this kid Wallace, like Joe talked about, the kid from Penn State. Is he, show us he's a player, like he belongs in the NFL,
Look, I'm worried about the future. The fact is, I would not be shocked if Barmore never plays again. I'm actually was shocked that David Andrews, he got the blood clot in 19. He was out the year, then he's played. But I don't understand how you can play with a blood clot. I mean, having had a blood clot.
You can't. That has to be cleared up before you.
Well, they'd have to give you blood thinners, right? And you can't play with blood thinners, right?
Well, you can't play with blood thinners, but I mean, the hope. I mean, if you have one blood clot, that puts you in great danger of getting more blood clots.
Yes.
And to taking shots to the head is not exactly conducive to a person who has blood clot problem.
Is he going to be put on a lifetime regime of blood clot?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
if he is, that's it, right? If he is, that's it, right?
I would think it is. I have to be honest with you. You don't want to be messing with that stuff.
David Andrews has come back and played.
He did. So yeah, this is going to be very. I'm saying It's
So
not a
there is a course of medication and treatment that can get you back on the field. It
Now, was
has
it one blood?
before. Doesn't matter, doesn't mean it works for everyone, and it might not work for Bob Moore.
Was it one blood clot? Was it a bunch of blood clots? Any idea what it was?
blood clot.
They did say plural.
Yeah, which is really concerning. Wow. The way they talked about it, I feel like it went to his lungs.
Better than
Poor
going
kid.
to his brain. Then like the poor kid. What was the name? Levier for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Norman Levier, yeah.
Well,
Hey, at least he got a payday before he went out.
well, he's not gonna play this season. I can tell you that. Not a chance because it's
You never know. If they might be able to take care of it. Who
Joe, is that something where an insurance company would kick in and pay his salary?
If the Patriots had insured it.
Yeah, it's
They don't always do that.
It's a tough situation.
The Patriots usually the first year he's got the signing bonus is the big money up front, right? He's got that, and usually at least the first year is guaranteed against, and usually second year guaranteed against injury. You could still get cut. It's not guaranteed against being cut, but it's guaranteed for injury. So I think this would qualify.
Yeah, I was looking forward to watching him play and actually rooting for him.
Oh, I know. He did have kind of a breakthrough year last year. He was doing much better against the run.
Well, I mean, they weren't paying him gigantic money. He got a 4-year, $8.5 million contract with 3.5.
No, that's his rookie contract.
Yeah, that's his rookie deal.
He got a big deal.
What am I looking at here?
He got a big
team-friendly Christian Barmore extension, a major win. 31.8. No, okay, sorry. He got 4-year, $84 million contract. Yeah. $31 million in full guarantees.
So he's going to get $31 million no matter what.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's got paid big time. We deserved it too. He's a top player. Well, I'm very excited about that. First exhibition game is when?
Next Thursday, I believe.
Oh, while we're on the
holy crap!
Well, yeah,
it comes up quick, doesn't it?
Yep. Oh my god!
Yeah.
At home?
These guys get to practice in air conditioning.
I think they play Carolina too. The two crappiest teams.
They always play Carolina and the Giants, right?
Yeah.
The Eagles usually.
But I don't want to see Bailey Zappi, Brissett doing a series, then Bailey Zappi the rest of the first half, and then maybe Joe Milton and Drake May in the second half. I want to see the rookies right out the bat.
I do too, Joe. I want to see this kid Milton. Let Brissett sit there. If I don't see Brissett in preseason, I'll be more than happy.
Yeah.
Everybody wants.
I want to be entertained.
I just want to see Drake May. I just want to see the Messiah. I don't care.
You'll see. I'm sure you'll see him in the preseason.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. And Timmy, I don't want you talking about Joe Milton. Again, he's a 6th round pick. Equate it to talking about Jordan Walsh. Okay. I mean, we got
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, 6th round pick. 99.
There's only one Tom Brady, and he's not walking through that door.
Wouldn't you love to see him become like some unbelievable player, Scotty?
I mean, well, of course.
It'd be a great story. I always root for the underdog like that.
Look, that's a weird situation. Yes, all I care about is if Joe Milton was the next Tom Brady, I'd be good with Drake May being the backup. Yes, yeah, but that's not going to happen.
The next Randall Cunningham.
No, he's not going to happen. No way. There's a reason why. I mean, and Joe Milton, how many years was he in college? Like 20?
Tennessee. And at Tennessee.
So was I.
Yeah.
Remember, some of these guys play a lot of years now.
Yeah, well, especially during COVID, they gave you that extra year.
Yeah.
That's why, like Caitlin Clark was 5 years.
Well, she didn't want to leave.
Oh, no, not with the NIL money she was getting in Iowa.
She took a pay cut.
Yeah.
Now that NIL's going to keep more guys in college.
Well, that Caleb Williams, remember he threatened to hold out because he said he was making more money in
Yeah.
USC.
Well, Tim, that's why the way hockey does it, it's better. You get the kids' rights. You can say, you can put them in your minor league system, or you can say, hey, go to BC, go to Northeastern,
But then I think they lose your rights after a while, though.
after 4 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like that kid Marino didn't want to go to Edmonton, so he stayed at Harvard. And then he got to shop where he wanted to go.
But I'd
Who
like
needs
to
a
see
defenseman?
football do that. Football do that. You see these 5-star recruits, say, well, I got his rights.
Football's a little
And
different,
then
though.
go to Alabama,
But football, your body takes such a beating. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's a different animal than the other sports, I think.
Let's
Well,
finish up.
hockey, you take a pretty good beating too.
Yeah, but you don't see the guys just getting their knees torn up like you do in football.
Oh yeah, you don't see the career-ending injuries that you see in football.
Let's
Half
finish
the
up.
guys playing college ball never play again, because they couldn't.
Yeah. Do you remember who was that running back? Do you remember that running back from Miami? He was maybe going to be the first pick in the draft, and then I think it was the national championship game, and
Oh, right. What was his name?
shattered his leg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh,
He was
yeah.
maybe going to be the first pick in the draft, I think.
He ended up playing in the NFL for
He did, yeah, but he was never the same.
Wow, that's a great memory, Timmy. You're on your A game other than talking about Joe Milton like you do over the Machado. If you
What
had
was
a
it? He ended up
made that
playing. I think he
mistake,
ended up
think
playing
you
for
could-
Buffalo. Did he end up playing for Buffalo? That running back.
Oh man, on the tip of my tongue.
He was playing for Miami when he got hurt, right?
Oh my God, Timmy. Oh my
Do you
God.
remember that? I can envision the play. I remember the play in my head. He was near the sideline,
Yeah.
and I think it was a national championship game, and his leg got shredded.
What was his name?
I think it bent the wrong way and everything.
It was like the kid for the Patriots. They're playing the sand
Oh, you remember that?
football.
Yeah.
They were in the All-Star game,
What was his
Towards
name?
ACL.
And he was a rookie. He never got money.
What was his
He was
name?
very good too, right? He was a good
His
player.
rookie of the year.
Yep.
What was his name? I forgot now.
Edwards?
Edwards, yeah. Rob Edwards?
Robert Edwards, yeah. Great player, rookie of the
Yeah.
year, Pro Bowl, and then just playing beach. They had them playing beach football.
crazy.
Who thought of that in the sand? Oh my God! And his legs stuck in the sand.
Not
And
the
the
hard
rest
sand,
went
like
the other
soft
way.
sand. Soft
Yeah.
sand.
And the rest of them went the other way. And
Gotta finish up with the Bruins.
he did come back, but he couldn't play.
He wasn't the same guy.
We'll finish up with the Bruins. It's the off season, but when's the season start, Timmy? You already buy your seats?
I'm on the monthly. Yeah, I'm in.
They already took your money.
The credit card's getting hit. They do like a 10 payment thing.
Oh, so you're getting hit every month.
Yeah, they went way up on the prices this year too.
How much?
Again, I think my tickets went from like 115 to like 140.
What? Wow. That's sad.
Yeah.
But you make it back selling the stuff, right?
Those things are
You
gold,
hope.
man. They're gold. No, the Bruins, you just don't get hurt on the Bruins. You just don't.
Yeah, Red
There's
Sox.
a hardcore group of Boston hockey fans that love going to the games.
Red Sox, you can take a haircut. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anything, any moves, anything we hearing about anything the Bruins might want to do?
No
They're getting bigger.
Swayman.
They're getting bigger.
Why haven't
That's
they
the goal
signed
of the
Swayman?
offseason. Size.
Why haven't they paid Swayman?
The Swayman's got the leverage.
He's got all the leverage, man. They should have signed him before they traded.
Almark, yeah.
I mean, the day Almark got traded, Swayman should have bought Almark thrown a big party for him or something because he gave him all the leverage.
Swayman's agent immediately raised the price a couple million a year.
They're not getting any hometown discount, are they?
No, not when he's the only
Why would
game
you?
in town.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And they got to pay this new guy that they got from Ottawa in the trade, like
what,
$3 million.
what are they saying about Swayman? Are they gonna? I mean, is this gonna happen?
Oh, I'm sure
They'll
it'll
come to a
happen.
meeting. Yeah.
I
He's
think
going to get paid, though. He's
And
going to get
I'm gonna
paid.
get nervous.
He'll be in the top 3 goalies getting paid probably.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our show for tonight, boys. Want to thank the fellas. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com. And hey, is the coach coming next week?
I didn't even call him this week. I'll check.
All right, and hopefully Dwight Evans in the next month or so. I haven't heard back from him.
That would be something.
So
That would be
that would
something.
be fun, right? If we had Dwight Evans on this show, that would be some. All right, so
Think
please
he'll ever get in the Hall?
no. If he hadn't gotten in already, he's not gonna.
I say
Louis
if they had
Tiant
right arm Hall of Fames, he'd be in the right arm Hall of Fame.
If they had the statistics they have now, he would be. They had a little piece in the Athletic a couple weeks ago, and his WAR was above like 90% of the guys that have made the into the Hall of Fame
Really?
since. But
Well,
they didn't keep WAR statistics back then, you know.
He was a difference maker, man. He was.
Well, that's what the WAR, you know, he was a difference maker with the arm in right field.
Well, you know, when you saw the ball hit to right field and you knew there was going to be a throwing situation, you got up on the edge of your seat.
Oh yeah,
right?
The guy, you know, and 9 times out of 10, they never tried. They stopped at second. They didn't try to go to first.
But wait, how can you expect him to be in the Hall of Fame when we didn't even retire his number?
Well, you have to be in the Hall of Fame to get a retired number, don't you?
No, Pesky's not retired. Pesky was
Pesky was just a special thing. But isn't that one of the considerations? You got to be a Red Sox.
Oh, considerations.
I think they put the other than Pesky, they put the rules kind of in stone. You had to be in the Hall of Fame.
So, Joe, you don't think that even though they do that, like an article in the Athletic with the WAR thing, you don't think that might bump his chances?
Well, no, he's no longer on any ballot.
It'd have to be the Veterans Committee.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do Dwight Evans.
But you're saying his WAR was like over 90% of the guys in the Hall.
That have gone into the Hall since then.
Since then.
You know, a lot of the guys now, you know, just didn't match up. But they didn't keep those stats then. They went on batting average and home runs.
But could you go back and do it? Well, obviously the Athletic.
Well, no, right? he's been removed from both. He got so few votes that he was removed from the ballot after like 2 or 3 years. You know, instead of going what do you want, Scott? 7 years? You could be on
67 WAR. 67.2, Joe.
He could have had to after 3 years, he got so few votes, he only had 1% of the votes. So they wiped him out. They didn't even put him on for the next bunch of years. The same thing happened in the Veterans Committee. You know, when he came up, he didn't get enough votes to, you know, be on the ballot the next year.
Okay.
That's a shame.
So his WAR is 67.2. Guess what Jim Rice's is?
Probably like 40 something.
47.7.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But they didn't keep the WAR stat back in those days.
You got a Freddie Lynn WAR? Freddie Lynn WAR?
Wait, just so you know, Evans had 3 home runs more than Rice in his career.
Oh, that surprises me.
Yeah.
I mean, Rice finished so poorly in his career. His career ended so poorly. Double play Rice, you know.
So Rice,
but he had the backing of every baseball writer in this town, and that's what it takes. You got to play a little politics. The Red Sox threw their weight behind him, and that's what it takes.
But wasn't he nasty to the press all through the years?
Yep.
So Rice has 6 more hits than Evans. Again, very similar. I mean,
but he had some great years, though. Rice did.
No, he had definitely in '78. He was the best.
Well, he was an MVP.
Yeah.
Now, how about Freddie Lynn's WAR?
Well, probably not that much. Let's see.
But again, Fred Lynn was an MVP.
I bet
it's
50.2
better than Rice.
And he was a champion.
Yeah, it's better than Rice.
Well, how many times was he a champion with the Cardinals?
Who?
Fred Lynn.
He never played with the Cardinals.
Didn't he?
No, California, then Baltimore.
Yeah, California.
Red.
Now, what was Lynn's WAR, Scotty?
It was all right, 50.2.
50.2. Yeah, so in my eyes, Evans is right up there with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's end the show. We can talk later. All right, talk after the
All
show.
right.
All right, boys, that's our show for tonight. Tune in again next Thursday night at 7 p.m. for another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm Scott Kerman. Have a